I know Michael Grugy and I were just talking about, the niche, the genre of spiritual cinema and having an opportunity to move people and touch people deeply with our art. And so what has drawn you to your calling?
Well, one of the things that's really important is, for me anyway, is that I want to be part of entertainment that really makes a difference in people's lives, and entertainment that has something useful to say about human beings. And I want to make movies and write books that make people feel better about being a human being. And so one of the things about the Spiritual Cinema Circle and the Earth Cinema Circle is that all of our movies do that.
And I just wanted to ask you, you're the creator of Earth Cinema Circle, and how did you give birth to that baby? What made you think of that?
Well, this is a time when we really need to see more positive images in the world of how real people are making a difference. And there are so many people out there in the world that are doing great things, and we just want to bring those stories to people and let them see what's going on in the world. Because, if you pick up a newspaper or turn on the television, you get a steady diet of bad news, but there's incredible good news going on out there in the world, things that you can actually use to change your life. And so that's why we did it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, me being a news reporter, I know that, like listening to Michael Beckwith talk about that, the news that we watch on television is actually an old paradigm dying away of what's happening in the physical world. But there's new news that's happening on the forefront of consciousness, and nobody's reporting on that.
Well, you are, and I appreciate that very much.
We're kind of going around and interviewing all the people and their wonderful green products, because I love anything that's green and conscious. Myself, I have my own spiritual entertainment talk show, which is called It's the Only Way Out, and I focus on spiritual issues, conscious issues, and green issues.
Do you live green at home?
I do live green at home. I actually, I'm a co-host of a show called Metro Motion, which is all about carpooling, taking public transportation. So I actually walk my talk. If I can't get there on my rollerblades, then I carpool, or I take the bus, or I walk my dog.
There's breaking news that's happening on the forefront of consciousness, the evolution of consciousness, physics, metaphysics, and all of that, and it's so exciting, and there's no place to turn on your TV and find out what's the latest today. Right?
Okay, it's time for something different on television now.
Right, time for something deeper, time for something, we need to go in, don't go inside, tune in, right?
Yes, it needs to be entertainment.
There you go, entertainment, I love it.
I love it too. Maybe you can come be our anchor woman.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, I'm your host, Tamara Henry, with Earth Cinema Circle. We're celebrating the Academy Awards here at the Night of 100 Stars at the legendary Beverly Hills Hotel, asking green questions on the red carpet.
Aloha, I'm Tia Carrera, and keep watching environmental films. I just live my life the best I can. We recycle, we drive a hybrid. I'm working on composting, so.
I do what I can every day. I recycle. I try not to be wasteful. Every time a light bulb burns out of my house, I replace it with a fluorescent. And I have a diesel pickup truck that I'm running biodiesel fuel in right now. Hi, I'm Keith Carradine, and keep watching environmental films.
My name is Javier Prato, and keep watching environmental films.
Bill Smitrovich. Keep watching environmental films.
Keep being inspired by environmental films. Claire Kellerman of Clarity.
Hey there, it's Omarosa. Keep watching environmental films. There are very small things that you can do to change the environment. Even switch to energy-saving light bulbs. They could really, really affect how much energy we're using and make a smaller footprint on the environment.
I would just love people to understand what permaculture is. It stands for permanent culture or permanent agriculture, and it's a design system where any size human home or settlement, like a whole town, can be designed with the same wisdom as nature does in any ecosystem. So it can be stable and resilient and meet all our needs, and the result is abundance and beauty.
I'm Keith David. I'm converting my house as much as possible, and keep watching environmental films.
I'm solaring my whole house. I had 2 other houses on solar power.
Keep watching environmental films. I am Christy Klanos.
Keep watching environmental films. I'm Daniel Baldwin.
This is Jenna Jameson.
I'm Robert Loggia.
I'm Jessica Drake. And I'm Carmen Hart. Keep watching environmental films.
Also got to take the time to lessen the amount of garbage you make. Hi, this is Cheryl Lee Ralph. Keep watching environmental films. Recycle.
Woo, we got it down.
And turn that trash into somebody's treasure. Trust me, we can do this.
Yes. I understand that you just got through watching a very touching film. What was the name of it?
The name was The Cake Eaters. It was a beautiful film about life, finding love, losing love, and really, life is as sweet as you make it. That was the message that came across in this film.
That's a Mary Stuart Masterson film.
Yes, yes.
And now we're on our way in to see two more films, Sherman's Way and The Five Wishes. Well, let me ask you, I noticed that the theme of the festival is kind of has to do about wishes. You know, one of the films is called Five Wishes, another film kind of centers around a wish that someone has. And if you thought that Mother Earth, if Gaia, Mother Earth, had one wish, what do you think it would be?
I think she would want us all to know that we're all connected, not only with each other, but also with her. And still understand that the celebration of diversity and creativeness is all a part of that oneness as well.
We're taking a moment now to talk to our all-time favorite videographer for the Gaia Film Festival, Paul Everett. Thank you so much for being the man behind the camera to make it all happen.
I may be working with Fields of Fuel and helping him finish his film. That's a project I could really get behind and throw myself into at least for 30 days to help him get his film ready for the Oscars.
We just got through watching Fields of Fuel and we're talking to the director now, Josh Tickell. I loved your film.
Really?
I just wanted to say that your film was riveting all the way through and it was filled with meaningful messages. And I should have been taking notes.
Yeah. Well, I saw you take one note, and that's about Blanche Lincoln.
Yes.
Our senator from Arkansas. I'm not from Arkansas, but
Right.
she is an amazing woman. You know, the people in the film make the movie. And somebody said, well, what stars do you have in Fields of Fuel? I said, well, you know, we got Woody Harrelson and Julia Roberts and Neil Young and Willie Nelson. But I said, but they're just small roles. You know, the bulk of the film is really about the heart and soul of America and the desire to change to green energy.
My name is Josh Tickell. I've spent my life searching for a solution to those problems. This is my story.
You bring the French fries, but keep the ketchup on the side.
My plan was to take this Winnebago and take it around the country on biodiesel that I made from used cooking oil from fast food restaurants and teach people about biodiesel.
Every week here on Today, Leonard's Look gives our Mike Leonard a chance to examine a little piece of Americana. In a word, it's about Greece.
Greece? Greece.
The other day I met a man
You're that guy.
taking a trip all across the land.
You're that veggie van guy.
He's got a car that runs on green.
I saw you on the Today Show.
Well, I just wanted to say that, you know, you're doing your part in film, and because I'm a green news anchor, I'm doing my part. I host a show in Los Angeles called Metro Motion, and it's all about traffic congestion, the environment, public transportation, carpooling, and I just wanted to say if we could give a shout out to everybody there. In fact, I'm lined up to be interviewing Mayor Villaraigosa next month for the next episode of our show. It's called Metro Motion.
On this edition of Metro Motion, Mayor Villaraigosa lets Metro do the driving.
The nation's largest clean air bus fleet reaches a big milestone.
We're talking with Peter Russell, who just gave an informative talk at the end of the whole weekend of the Gaia Film Festival, and I enjoyed hearing your speech. It was very filled with a deep message. It wasn't very cerebral or intellectual. I think it was kind of on the gut level of there's change on the horizon and we are all awakening.
Yes, and I like to just try and get through to people on that basic level. You can be all highfalutin, but I think just trying to get people to see what is actually happening in the world today, this whole growth of the net and this coming together of people, I think is the most important thing. And I think that's what's going to see us through in one way or another is community, this
Kind of-
convergence.
Yeah, the convergence, that's the word I was just going to say. And I think that it's beautiful how in the year of 2008 we're having instant manifestation, we're having synchronicities everywhere. And like, you're going to love this. I mean, you were talking about going within. And the name of the show here is called In. It's the only way out. And that was your message at this time on the planet.
Yep, and I think everything is pushing us in that direction. Everything is showing us that what we really need is not more things, not to have more control of the outer world, but actually discover who we really are, because this is the great unexplored realm, is inner space.